Welcome, Final Fantasy fans, to a deep dive into one of the most mysterious and debated moments in Final Fantasy IX. Today, we're exploring an obscure fan theory that redefines the game's final boss, Necron. Is this cosmic entity really just a manifestation of despair, a summon born from Kuja's final moments? Grab your Phoenix Downs, because we're about to unravel a theory that might change how you see this classic RPG. At the end of Final Fantasy IX, after an epic showdown with Kuja in his trance form, players are suddenly thrown into a fight against Necron, a bizarre, otherworldly being who seems to come out of nowhere. No build-up, no foreshadowing, just poof. Here's the final boss. Officially, Necron is described as a representation of fear, despair, and death, emotions tied to Kuja's breakdown as he faces his mortality. But a fascinating fan theory suggests Necron isn't just a symbol. What if he's a summon, accidentally brought into existence by Kuja's immense power and overwhelming emotions? Let's break it down. To understand this theory, we need to look at Kuja's final moments. Kuja, the tragic villain of Final Fantasy IX, learns he was created as a mortal genome by Garland, with a limited lifespan. This revelation shatters him, pushing him into a trance, a superpowered state in the game triggered by intense emotions. In his despair, Kuja unleashes catastrophic magic, destroying Terra and nearly wiping out the party. This theory suggests that in this moment of ultimate despair, Kuja's connection to the game's summon magic system goes haywire. Final Fantasy IX is packed with summons, or eidolons, tied to powerful emotions and rituals. Could Kuja's overwhelming fear and sorrow have tapped into this system, summoning Necron as an embodiment of his nihilistic desire to end all existence? It's a wild idea, but it fits into the game's themes of life, death, and purpose. Unlike other Final Fantasy final bosses, Necron feels disconnected from the main plot, but that's what makes this theory so compelling. Summons in Final Fantasy IX are magical beings tied to the summoner's will, like Garnet's eidolons, which require emotional resonance to control. Kuja, a master manipulator of eidolons, is at his emotional peak during the final battle. His trance amplifies his power to godlike levels. The theory suggests that Necron, described as the darkness of eternity, is a summon born from Kuja's wish for universal destruction, a reflection of his belief that if he can't live, nothing should. Necron's design, otherworldly, mechanical, yet almost divine, mirrors the cosmic scale of summons like Bahamut, and his sudden appearance after Kuja's defeat, it could be the lingering echo of Kuja's final, desperate act. Let's look at the evidence. The final battle takes place in the Crystal World, a metaphysical realm tied to the origins of life and memory in Final Fantasy IX. This is a place where raw emotion and magic converge, making it the perfect setting for a summon to manifest. Kuja's trance is fueled by the same limit break system that empowers the party's trance modes, suggesting a heightened magical state. Plus, Necron's abilities, like Grand Cross, which disrupts reality, felt like an amplified version of summon magic, which often bends the laws of nature. The game's themes of mortality and purpose also support this. Kuja's despair contrasts with Zidane's hope, and Necron's defeat by the party symbolizes the triumph of life over nihilism. It's poetic, but is it intentional, or are we reading too much into it? Not everyone buys this theory. Some players have argued Necron's sudden appearance is just a narrative misstep, a last-minute boss thrown in to up the stakes. Final Fantasy games often have cosmic final bosses, like Zeramis or Sephiroth's Safer Form, that aren't directly tied to the main villain's actions. Some fans say Necron is just a thematic capstone, not a summon, meant to represent the game's existential questions without a literal origin. And there's no direct in-game evidence of Kuja summoning Necron, no ritual or crystal like other Eidolons. Still, the lack of explanation for Necron's existence leaves room for speculation, and the summon theory ties up loose ends in a way that feels satisfyingly Final Fantasy. Why does this obscure theory matter? Because it transforms Necron from a random boss into a profound extension of Kuja's character arc. It makes him more than a villain. It makes him a tragic figure whose pain literally summons the end of the world. It also deepens the game's message. Even in the face of despair, hope can prevail. Zidane's refusal to give up, even against Necron's overwhelming power, becomes a direct rejection of Kuja's nihilism. Whether you believe the theory or not, it adds a layer of emotional weight to an already heartfelt story, making Final Fantasy IX's ending even more unforgettable. So, what do you think? Is Necron a summon born from Kuja's despair, or just a cosmic curveball? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this Final Fantasy IX discussion alive. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more obscure gaming theories, and ring the bell to stay updated. Thanks for watching.